What's up, Rube? It's Little Big Robots. Back with a video for you. Do me a favor, forgive me for the audio issues. My mic is down for the count right now. I'm working on getting the new adapter, so right now I'm just using my regular mic. Should be okay. Let me know. If not, subscribe if you like mecha stuff, toys, that kind of thing. Blah blah blah. Anyway, today I'm going to be looking at another MyFrame. MyFrame, in case you didn't know, Mecha Frame. MyBuild. Jimmy Christmas. MyBuild. MyBuild is a brick mecha company from Taiwan, and they have these really fun little boxed kits. Where is it at here? New Taiwan. Oh, and there's the importer right there. Anyway, and they have these really fun little kits you get. Their whole gimmick really is built around this mecha frame here that they invented and that you can use to build stuff around. I did a whole bunch of their, if you're looking back in my few videos, I had a MyBuild May where I was going to customize one. I was doing a bunch of reviews on them, and I had to move them in the last half of that series, so I'll probably still do that. I'll probably finish those up, but for now I wanted to review this little guy. I thought it was really cool. So this is the base defender. I don't know if that means base as in, you know, like go back, you know, all your base are belong to us, or, you know, whatever, or if it's like base model, like the very base of the mecha that you can customize. I don't know, but either way, they usually have a little lore kind of involved. These instructions are great. They have it in English. Instructions are really well made. You can even see a little bit on the back here. You get all the little stuff: English, Spanish, German, French, Italian. So they have it all in different languages. Really smart, because I find so many indie or smaller toy companies, brick companies, whatever, that don't really try to put stuff in different languages. It'll come in just one language, and it's like, this is an international world. MyBuild, I believe, exclusively sells on Amazon. So they're internet. I mean, you know, you can get them everywhere pretty much, or at least in a lot of areas of the world. So, you know, it's good to do different languages. Anyway, this one, as soon as I got it, I thought, you know, something about this one is different. I couldn't place it. I couldn't figure it out. And I was like, okay, I really love this little kind of basic design. If you look there really closely, though, you can see right there is a little person. And I thought, that's weird, because these guys don't come with minifigs. And as soon as I opened it, I see basically minifig weapons. And then there was a minifig, and I even found it in the back there. That's really unusual, because MyBuild never comes with minifigs that I know. I've built 7 or 8 of them from what I can see. And look at this little guy it comes with. So they've released their own little minifig here. It kind of is your standard Lego-ish dimensions, but a little bit different. The build is different. It's definitely a, you know, they made this. This is not just a Lego, you know, rip or anything like that. He's got a ton of little, let me see if I can get a good shot. You can probably see this better on my phone camera screen. It makes the blacks so black, because it's a Samsung. I can't really see some of the details sometimes, but you can definitely see them. What's really cool is he has this little night vision goggles. He has a little helmet, little knives, and then he came with all this little stuff here too. Extra, I put the extra hand here. I think that was, I can't remember what that part was. A smoke grenade, a regular grenade, some knives, 2 pistols. Look at this. This little pistol actually goes in the little holster here. Bing, bing, bing. So that's like the pilot. He's got this little top secret machine gun. Reminds me a lot of kind of the near future style of, not Dougram. Oh, what's the one with the cops? You know, they're in the black and white suits, mecha suits. Oh, why am I forgetting of that? When you get old like me, you just tend to forget stuff. These little bits were left over. I don't know what all they're for. Probably just extra bits, but I might have left something out of the build. I always do that. This is the suit. Now, this is really interesting, immediately interesting, because it's, although it has the same mecha frame. Let me pull out the Stryker here. This is my favorite design of theirs. It kind of reminds me a little bit of like a Scope Dog. It has a nice chunky feel to it. I like that their figs, their scale is not huge. You know, they're what, 10 feet, 12 foot tall, something like that. It'll open like this. You know, kind of like your classic. Is that going to open, or I have something in the way? I have something in the way. Shall we get this out of the way? And then pull this off here. So it open like this and usually have a little chest cavity, you know, like a typical, what you would say a typical kind of mecha entrance is like. You know, it has this cool, their little patented little arm shoulder joint there, which is really fun. This one's fun because it can fold down. I've covered all this. You can see my other, if you just go to my channel, I don't think you can do it on the app, but on the website you can. When you're using your browser, you can search for MyBuild, and you'll see, just look in the recents, you'll see, especially around May, I did all these reviews for these, and you can see the height difference. And I thought, oh, that's cool. It's kind of a smaller kit. Also, what's cool, interesting about it is it opens in the back like this. But before I get into all that, I wanted to just look at some of the details of it. Once again, one of the only gripes I have about brick mecha, brick tanks, stuff like that, is when they kind of, I don't mind that they read like bricks. I actually like that because that is the interesting thing about it. Is you took something as innocent as a brick toy and you turned it into a weapon of war. It's kind of fun, you know. I've seen people do Warhammer out of Lego and stuff, and that's, you know, that's why it's so fun. Is Lego, and you see these little minifigs, Space Marine stuff. But these hands are a bit too. I don't like their basic style of hand. It's one of my only gripes about the designs. It reads really nice. I can definitely see kind of fingers there, and you can use them for gripping and stuff like that. But it's a bit too, to me, it's a bit too basic. It reads a bit too Lego-y or bricky or whatever you'd want to say, because these are not Lego. These are their own version of it, I guess. Minus that, so I would really love somebody, or even myself, I might just redesign the hand. I was using hands from some Mega Constructs that looked really, really good, like, you know, like actual fingers. But it would be nice if they even just molded a couple fingers and a couple hands, just to kind of replace that design, have it look a little bit more, because the rest of it, if you didn't know that was brick, you know, if this was just a toy you bought, you're not seeing a lot of studs and stuff like here, so it doesn't really necessarily read always like brick. You see a stud there, but you can attach something there. You know, the vents look nice. The way they have the little mecha frame, which is the little, like I said earlier, you'll see it in my other reviews. It's like a inner frame for a Gundam. You know, it's really, really a cool idea because it gives them all a steady, you know, a standard kind of look. But it has the double jointed knee, which is really cool. The arms do as well. Now you're not getting as much movement out of them because you get this thing blocking, but you can remove that. You can customize it, but you can see that. Oh, let's just pull that off. Screw it. But you can see how. See, the elbow has an individual elbow, but you still have the double joint. So you basically got joint, and then joint in the back. So there's a 3-point little kind of thing there that's really, really cool. These shoulders were a really cool design. They're these pieces that go together, click, with one of those kind of like a wheel peg in there. They always have this kind of standard connection at the shoulder. That does tend to get weak and fall off quite a bit. If you have one of these and you get kind of, see how that one's only joined by 2, this one's joined by 4, so it's a little more sturdy. But if you really want to, if you find yourself really enjoying a particular design, just glue that. Just glue all the basic bits, leave all the moving bits loose, and glue everything else. Glue all the armor or whatever. It's not a big deal. Then you basically got a Gundam model then there that's going to be really, really sturdy, and you can always tighten up those joints later. So minus the hands, it's just a really really fun design. It's funny he's holding the cop's like sniper rifle with like his little thumb here. I thought that was really funny. They suggested that. It's a really nice little gun here. I mean, if you're into guns, I don't do the gun thing. I keep the guns. I'd rather have like an industrial bot than a military bot, but it's always fun to see. His side gun. What's really interesting about this is just a common brick you see in a lot of brick toys, but it actually reads like a magazine. You know, that would carry enough ammo for a weapon like that. Yeah, it's always funny when you have like what's a common Warhammer, for example. They'll have these big bolt guns with bolts that big, and they'll have a 5-shot magazine, and somehow they're, you know, just murdering everything. So it's kind of fun to see that seems a bit quote unquote realistic. The shield is nice, although I don't really know what good you would get from that. But you know, I'm not one of those people who's like, it's not realistic or something. But anyway, I like shields. I always like shields. I like real basic kind of melee weapons, stuff like that, because there's nothing would be scarier than like a giant robot running up to you with like a giant hammer or something. That'd be kind of fun. But also I like that when you take those off and you just have the base model, it really looks like a great little compact design. What's funny here is when you see it from a distance, and I saw it on the package, I thought, oh, this is the head. and it's going to be, you know, like have a lid and stuff. It doesn't. It's completely open. So let's look at the back real quick. This was fantastic. I don't know why there's a repair bit here like you would have on a Sherman tank or whatever. This little tool here, but it's a really nice looking little tool. I'll just take the whole thing off. But isn't that cool? They have like a little optional kind of, you know, tool doohickey there. It just stuff like that. What I like about when model makers or toys include a little bit like that, little kind of flavor bits, that tells a story in your brain, your imagination. You go, oh well, that's, you know, when it breaks down, or they need that for breaking locks or something, you know, or whatever, you know, whatever it is. That's just a fun little touch. This little bit here is just a random little bit. I don't know what that's for, but it makes, again, it has a nice little taste, a little flavor. You know, I'm wondering though, because this is how this works here. This connects in the back. Let me show you, like simply like that. Let's try a little experiment here. I don't think it'll work. Kind of. Let's see if we can do this. I'm gonna do this. This will come apart a bit. Let's do this. This is gonna be fun. This is what's really fun about these. You can really customize them. Let's put these up like wings. Let's just do this like. Here we go. I'll show you. Do these like wings. I'll reassemble this guy later. So let's take these diagonal parts and put them up, and see if we can attach. I'm gonna remove the wrench thingy. Let's see if this improves it or makes it different. There you go. Look at that. A little crooked there. But see, that's what I expected, something more like that, like the normal ones. But let's put it back how it's supposed to be, because I am reviewing how it's supposed to be, not how I might customize it. Let's put it all back here. Like that. Like, okay. So what it does is it basically folds down and the person gets inside like that, which I love. These little bits here they sent, these little silver bits, really, really nice details. I like how they even accounted for the kind of like the part that's going to push up against there needs to be, you know, flat or whatever. This is one of the only issues with brick toys is they'll fall apart as you manipulate them. Again, you could feel free to glue that down. This hinge is really nice and tight, so you put that in there. Let's see if I can get the little guy here. So this little guy, let's take off his little super vicious looking weapons here. He is just kitted out like crazy. I'm going to go ahead and take off all this. See, the little helmet part has a separate little bit. Like, it has some crazy detail. Let's put this little bit back on. I think we need to take the belt off. Look at this. It's got a separate gun belt. Look at all the details. That's a little, is that a walkie-talkie? That's a walkie-talkie, right? It's not a thingy. What's it called? A stun gun. So you can take all that off. They even provided you a cute little stand. I mean, just really, really nice little touch. Put that back in there. And I think he just stands in here. I think his arms go down, actually. Let's put his arms down. I think they designed it for that. No, do I need to go up? It's a little bit weird if his arms don't go kind of squat in there. Surely he's... Oh, okay. That's not bad. That's not bad. So like that. But will that close around his hands? It's a little too tight. Let's see. I mean, you could always take the arms off, I guess. That's not really fun. Okay. I want those to go flush up against there. You see what I'm talking about right there? The arms go down? Surely the arms will go down. Don't call me Shirley. See that gap? Isn't that wide enough? Let's do this. Screw it. Sorry, buddy. I have to make this work. Stand him in there. There. So there you go. Now, this is always a funny thing. I see this a lot in like mecha stuff. Is like the dude's head just poking out the top. So he's surrounded by armor, except for his little head. Like in Lego, they have the Overwatch Reinhardt from Overwatch. I just said that twice. And it's the entire giant suit like this tall and his little head in the top. But, you know, if you're like patrolling around a city or whatever, and you got protection on your head after all, so I guess that's fine. But you could see how easily this could be adapted to have an actual little, as I just showed you, put a little helmet on it, you know, little cover or whatever. But I really like that silhouette. I like simple silhouettes. Let me show you. This is kind of reminding me of something, which is, well, he's kind of, let's see if I can grab him real quick. So I'm going to grab him. I'm going to leave him on his stand. But one of my favorite, this is Joy Toy Mech. And I love the kind of simple silhouette. I don't like it. I don't have to have a mecha that is like so crazy. I'll put the review of that guy. Look for that review on my channel. But it kind of reminds me a bit of that Joy Toy Mech. This is funny, but I like that there's a minifig. In fact, I thought to myself, oh, well, that's why they had to include a minifig, is because it's designed for the figure's head to stay out of it. And so they didn't want you to build it and then have nothing in there. So that makes sense. But it does make me wish they kind of would do more minifigs and put more minifigs with more of their sets. So what's cool about the ball joints is you can get all this cool little movement. You can make them doing crazy poses and all that fun stuff like you would anywhere else. Running, stuff like that. And it ends up working and being a really sturdy little. You could put it on your shelf and it really stands there great. So really fun design. I really like this a lot. I would have liked to seen an optional lid. I would have liked to seen, maybe I'm doing it wrong, the guy be able to sit in there without the arms being taken off. But again, that's not a big deal to me. I don't mind that. But, a little more play testing on that. And I would have liked to have seen different hands. That's been a common complaint for MyBuild. I love MyBuild, though. But the hands, I would love to just see an improved hand. But you get so many leftover parts a lot of times with MyBuild. I have a whole box of them just from little bits and stuff. You could definitely engineer some better hands. But really, really fun another fun little MyBuild kit. Not so bad. I'll talk to you guys later. Have a good one. Bye-bye.